Testing, testing, testing. Okay, I think I'm here. Let me get my screen shared. Oh, let's see here. Grant access. I gotta grant access to some things. Grant access. Please bear with me as I grant access to things that need to have access. I think this is one of them. And I'm going to get started. Hope your Sunday is going well. Get over here to the charts. Here we go. These are the charts. These are the charts. I'm gonna leave it at SPY right now. I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna give some time to let people come in. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Let me close up some of these books I have by me. Allow some people to come in. Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me okay right now. I actually just turned on my mic. Didn't realize that it was off. So I've probably been talking to myself or to these headphones. So I'm gonna give it perfect, perfect. I'm gonna give it a little time, not too long. I like to start promptly and end on time. So, but what I want to go over is, or let me say this because there will be new people that will be joining. My goal is to go over prop trading. I definitely want to take a look at some of the top trending tickers, some of our top tickers, and see what we may be able to find. I know that there's a lot of people that trade stocks and options, which is okay as here as well. So I'll try to look at towards the end or the middle. I'll take a look at a few of them. But I want you guys, if you have any questions, to put them in the chat as well. And before we get started, if you could do me a huge favor by tapping like, that does something with the algorithm. They say, who is they? People on YouTube. And I'm one of them. So hit like. Also, go ahead and share it. Share it with one person who share it with a person who you think is interested in learning about technical analysis, and you know that this will not go over your head. I'll keep it very layman's. I don't want to say basic. I don't think it's basic, but I think it's understandable for the masses if you take the time to learn some of the information. So give me about 1 minute and we'll get started. Hmm, perfect. Share it to some of your Discord groups, share it to some of your family and friends. You never know. You never know. You never know who may hear this information, and that's it's called The Slight Edge. Speaking of that book, The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson is a great book. But it could be just a slight little key. It could be something that I say that you didn't say that will make sense to that person, and now that person in return goes and waters somebody else's garden because you watered theirs. That's how it works. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into it, and I'm any questions you have, feel free to ask. Let me make sure right here. All right, so first off, starting at the top, I've always used the Dr. Alexander multiple screen method. For me, that has been the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour. The weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour. Using the weekly time frame to set my mark, to set my, I like to say, buy wholesale, sell retail. So setting my demand, my supply and demand areas on my weekly. On my daily, I'm just looking for a correction. Notice there's not, maybe there's a lot of things on the screen. That's what I think. I think there's a lot of things on the screen. So actually, let me do this. So there's a lot of things on the screen, but when you know what you're looking for, you're not seeing all of that. You know, if you're looking at your weekly, you're looking at the top screen. There's only a certain thing that you're paying attention to from that screen, which is something I'll get into. Also, on your daily over here at the bottom left, you're only paying attention to pretty much the stochastics. I just want to see if our stochastic is up or is it down? Has it gave us a correction based on the highest time frame? So if my higher time frame is in a wholesale area, I'm looking for a pullback. I'm looking for the stochastics to be below 50. If I'm looking to take a sale in my asset that I'm trading is in a retail area, well, I'm looking for a pullback as well. But this pullback is above the 50. So either way it goes, it's called a pullback or a correction. And then the 4 hour, well, what is the 4 hour for? Well, for entries, there's two ways of entering a trade from this method. My the way that I do it. One, when the trade is within that zone, and I'm gonna draw a zone right now. We'll take a look at this is the SPY. This is a wholesale zone from about zero to I like using the candles normally. Normally I use the candles, or you can use the Fibonacci. So it says 0 to 382. That's my wholesale area. Well, what's your retail area? Well, my retail area would be from 1 to 618. Like I said, I like using the candle. I could just take this off of here. Let me see. I could take. Oh no, that's not it. I could take that off and just look at it from that perspective, but I don't know. I think it's easier for me. Maybe, yeah, it's more simple. I'm not gonna say easy. It's simpler for me to take a look at it this way. Let me check, make sure we have okay, perfect. So looking at the SPY here. Oh, well, first off, before almost got carried away. On this 4 hour, I'm looking specifically for an entry of either if I'm looking for a sale, which I it's almost ready for the spot. If I'm looking for a sale, I'm looking for lower lows. So I'm looking for price to go down past yesterday's low. So the previous day's candles, the previous day's candle low and highs or high and lows. So if you're bullish on a trade, you're taking the trade above the previous day's high. If you're bearish on a trade, you're taking the trade below the previous day's low. All right, that's based on the 4 hour. I got this on here for no reason. So now with that being said, what do you do next? Well, if you have an entry, you should have a stop loss. I like using the parabolic stop in reverse, the PSAR. I like using the PSAR for my exits. You can also, this is the second way of the entry I'm about to throw in there. You can also use the PSAR for your entry. All right. So you can either use, you got to pick though. You got to pick, or if you see yourself as more advanced, you can do both. It just depends on you. Me, I like either. It depends with me, honestly. It depends on the chart and the trade, and we'll see what other charts we have. But most of the time, I would rather take the previous day's high and low, depending on the trade setup. But the stop loss is typically the PSAR. Typically, you can use the PSAR. If you want another option of a stop loss, you could use. I like using the alligator, the Williams alligator. And what you'll do is you'll trail. I like trailing the 13, the middle line. If you're up in profit significantly, whatever that means to you, you could set your stop loss to be this green EMA. I think the green EMA, the green EMA is the fast EMA. It's also, notice how close it is similar to the PSAR. So if you're in a trade and you want to stay in a little bit longer, you could toggle this on or off and take a look at your 13 EMA. 5, 13, 34. Those are the EMAs right here. But take a look at your middle EMA. And if you want to stay in the trade a little bit longer, well, you can do so. And I'll show you an example where I chose to do so versus getting out on the first PSAR exit. If the PSAR gets hit, you want to exit your trade. Well, sometimes I may want to stay in my trade a little bit longer if I can, and I'll trail it by the 13 EMA. But I'm gonna toggle that off, and I'm gonna get into some tickers now. So we're looking at the SPY here. The SPY, this is the golden Fibonacci level is on here as well. The 1.618. I wish I knew a lot more about Fibonacci's, and that's something I'm always open to learning about and to continue learning about because that's what it's all about: continuing education, continuance of your growth, right? But with the SPY is. I don't like to use the word oversold or undersold, whatever it is. I would rather say that the SPY is expensive. We all know what that means. So the SPY right now is expensive. Now, having a target or a high for the SPY is at like what 599. Yeah. So the point 1.618 is where you have just to me, I consider the golden like things normally reach the golden ratio. They can reach the golden ratio. I don't know the percentage of how often they do that, but a lot of times they enter that golden ratio area. So right now I'm looking for the spot to go to 599. Could it go higher? It could possibly go higher, but is it worth buying right now? I would say no. It's not worth buying right now because it's expensive. We on this channel, holistic traders, we buy wholesale and sell retail. Right now, we're above retail price. We're above retail price for sure. I'm sorry, we're above retail and wholesale price. Right now, it's out, it's up. Price is definitely up right now on the SPY. So the SPY right now is expensive. It's not a need to look at the rest of it, but the rest of the chart. But I will go over it. I make my decisions after a while. You can click a chart, you'll click a chart and you can see the ones that resonate with you. Maybe some may take a little bit of time just for you to kind of glance over. So let's take a look at this one, but I don't want to go into too much into charts that we won't be trading. So I don't even want to have it on my list. I'm looking at this for the sake of, for the purpose of YouTube. I know a lot of people look at SPY. I know a lot of people look at gold. If you don't, you should gold, silver, and also Bitcoin. So I'll take a look at those four and then get into some forex and any stocks or options trades that we have. So I want to thank everyone in the comment. Gray box is covering part of the. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn about that. This little thing. I'll try to move it over a little bit, but that's the camera setup. So I gotta. I'll find out how to do that going forward. I'll find out how to do that, move that little gray box. It would be my face right there, but y'all know how I am with cameras. Okay. I, yeah, I don't want this. I don't want the camera on me. I don't want to make it about me. I think some people have their cameras on the screen and it can be a distraction, right? So I'll make sure that I pay attention to that though as I'm showing this. So the spy right now is oversold. It's oversold or it's expensive right now. So not and also the stochastics right now, it's high. The stochastic is high, which is also showing you that retail price is up right now. It's up right now. So there's no reason to even take a look at that trade. Now I'm gonna move over to gold. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat. Taking a look at gold, I'm gonna go over these. Um, I'm not gonna say fast, and maybe if I need to slow down, let me know. I'll try to move very swiftly. That just made me think about the other person, Swift, Taylor Swift. I'll say her name. Maybe I get some extra reaction on my YouTube. But anyways, gold on the weekly. Man, gold has been going off. You won't see this on the news, but you're gonna see it right here. And this is the news that you can use. They're not gonna tell you that gold's going up. Why? Um, I can't say why, but maybe because it's lawful money. It's real. It's lawful money. I want to say real money, but by technical terms, it's lawful money. It's constitutional money, gold and silver. I like to consider it as nature's money, God's money, Allah's money, whichever way you want to put it. But right now with gold, it's at 2,721. Gold is expensive as well. See how far it is away from that Fibonacci line. It's far away from the Fibonacci line to zero. Also, I have an anchored VWAP on here. Now, the anchored VWAP tells me if it's above the anchored VWAP, then it's overpriced. If it's below the anchored VWAP, then it's underpriced. It's the same thing as looking at the fibs. It's pretty much the same thing if that makes sense. Because if I was looking for a wholesale, right, I would be looking between what the zero. I'm sorry, between the one or between these two low points. I know it's switched right now because the price is high. Let me see. So between the two low points right here, the two low ones here, the two low fibs, this will be my wholesale area, and the top would be my retail area. So if it was below here, this is my wholesale area. But also, you can see that on the VWAP, it is what below value and overvalue or overpriced. No, 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 no Swifty here. That was Jeff. Shout out to Jeff. It was Jeff in my head earlier. He was talking about the Swifties and something about Florida. So so gold is overpriced right now. And if you have any tickers, post them in the chat right now. That way I can take a look at them as well. Because I do have some in mind that I want to go over, but I want to take a look at some of the main ones and then slide over into some of the other forex and stocks trades, top stock option trade that we went over and that we can go over. So silver, I'm sorry, this is gold. Gold still going up. It's still high. No need to pay attention to it. If you're in, great. Last time I was in gold, it was down here and I got out too early. Knowing what I know now, I would have stayed in a lot longer. But I was up in profits. But it's not about. And that's the thing. You got to take away the mindset of saying, "Oh, I'm up in profits. I should get out the trade." What is the chart telling you? At that time, I was in the mindset of, "Man, I'm up in profits. Let me take profits." With also a little bit of possibly scarcity of a loss. And losing is going to happen in trades. And I'm not saying a full loss as like negative on your P&L. I'm saying just losing what you have. As as you trade and you're a trader that trails your stop, right? If you're trailing from behind, you're gonna go up. There's a pros and cons to being a fixed profit trader, saying like, oh, I'm gonna take a 1 to 3 on your trades. That to me, I would call that a fixed profit trader, right? Now, if you're I don't know, a static trader, you're trailing your stops. That was a prop term. If you're trailing your stops, you're going to see unrealized gain, and then you're going to see the unrealized gain come back down, and you'll get stopped out of your trade. So that's what I'm getting at. By being a trail stop trader, you're going to see your trade reach like a top point, like a peak, and you'll see it come down. It's coming down because it's going to stop you out. Me, I'd rather do that throughout the rest of my days trading. I'd rather do that because an analogy I can give you is I'd rather be the dog's tail and allow the market to be the dog's nose, and I'll just follow the market whichever way it goes. So you never see a dog's tail behind the dog's nose. I want to be the dog's tail. So while I'm in a trade, I could trail behind the market, just as a tail would trail behind, just like a tail would trail behind the dog's nose. So whenever the dog turn around, well, guess what? I'm getting out of my trade. All right. So that's that with gold. I think I said what I needed to say regarding to that. Let me check, make sure. NQ. That's a bit. You know what? I'll have to take a look at NQ. I never put NQ over on this actual screen. Watch if I type it. Oh, it is on here. Yeah. Let me go to that right now. All right. So we took a look at gold. Let's take a look at the NQ. Original sauce, mahogany, spirit, Jessica. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for liking. Thank you for tapping a like. Thank y'all also for sharing as well. I appreciate it. So we're gonna continue going over. If y'all have any questions, once again, type them in the chat, and we're gonna chart something. This is Sunday charting school. So looking at the NQ on the weekly, I'm going through the method as I would, right? So I'm around these numbers too. 1700 to 1873, which is my wholesale area. If I was looking for a buy, which I'm currently wouldn't be looking for a buy at this time on the NQ, but we are in the retail area right now. We're in the retail area for sales, right? We're in the retail area for sales on NQ. So on my notepad, if I was trading futures NQ, I would write NQ dash and I'll put retail area. That lets me know that I'm only looking for sales. I'm only looking to take a sale on the downside. There's no reason to even think about me taking a buy because it's expensive right now. One way I can tell is by looking at the Fibonacci lines, the Fibonacci's, and I charted the swing high and I charted the swing low. That's pretty much what it is. It's a swing high and swing low. And also, what else? Well, if you want to say the anchor VWAP, it's above the anchor VWAP. Above the anchor VWAP, above part, that means it's overvalued. Below is below value, right? And at the VWAP, if price was at the anchor VWAP, that would be I consider it like the average price. That would be like the average price. So now, well, what would I be looking for if it's in a retail area? Well, it's in a retail area, and also the stochastics right here. The stochastic is above 50. I'm fine with that. The stochastic's above 50, and I highly suggest that everyone that's into the stochastics do more research on the stochastics. I'll post some videos. Maybe I can, yeah, I'll post some videos that I've learned from regarding the stochastics over the years, and something that you can learn from as well. But the stochastics, what I'm getting at is it is above 50 right here, which is another good sign. Now, well, if I'm taking if that's a good sign, that's two thumbs up. You know, all the arrows are checking right now. All my boxes are checked. Now, what am I looking for? Well, one option is I'm gonna take my sales and I'm taking the previous day's low. The previous day low. So over here we see I have a little indicator that's showing a little dot. It's showing a dotted area. So 20,320, which is the previous day's low. I would be looking for that. Or this is the second way of entering a trade. Just wait for the PSAR. Just wait for the PSAR to trigger. What does it mean for a PSAR to trigger? Well, a PSAR triggers whenever price crosses the PSAR. So when price crosses the PSAR on the downside, I'll look to take that trade on the downside as well. As you see, example. Let me see here. I want to make sure. All right, as you see, just a little example of the PSAR part, the PSAR portion of it. When price on this candle came and touched this PSAR right here on the left, I'm gonna make it bigger. Let's see here. All right, price came and touched the PSAR here, right? This, yeah, this is how it would have looked back in history on this day, October the 15th. So this candle was open on the 4 hour. It came, it crossed this PSAR dot, and then the PSAR flip. That's what's called a PSAR flip. Now, when this PSAR flip, I've entered right here, and now my stop loss would be right here. This will be my stop loss. So you got the PSAR entry right there, and then my stop loss would have been right there. Bam, entry, stop loss. That's how I would have gone about this trade, or just an example, or more so the PSAR. I'm not saying I would have took the trade, but just the entries and exits and stop loss of a PSAR. High NQ and all that. It's on transpire. All right, so that's what I got on the NQ. Looking at the NQ on the downside, I like these little trend things. I don't use them that much. Sometimes I do if I want to show like a visual image of what it could look like, especially if it makes sense to me. Some of them don't make sense all the time, and some of them do. Some of the trend lines are good, and that's what y'all see on a lot of my posts. I'll try to use like some of these trend lines, just so it could be more visual. It can be more visually seen. So that's the NQ. We're looking bearish on the NQ, and that's not to say that the NQ cannot go up anymore. The NQ definitely can still go up, but we won't be buying things. We're not buying anything that's expensive. As business owners, we're not buying any expensive product. It doesn't make sense. The profit margin, the turnaround ain't gonna be good. We're not gonna get a good profit margin on it. If we are as a business owner, as whatever your name is, LLC, right? And you're going out to go buy something for your business, you're going to go buy it, and all every ticker that we'll type in, look at it as a product. You're going to go buy it, and you're going to go sell to somebody. That's bid and ask. You're the bid. You're buying it. So when you go bid for something, and you're going to go ask somebody to sell it, or you're going to go look for sellers, right? You're looking for a seller. Well, if the price is already too high, who's going to buy it? The price is already too expensive. So that's why I go into the whole buy wholesale, sell retail. That's my method. I'm not saying it's the right method. It's the right method for me, and I hope it'll be the right method for you as well. So on to the next one. Um, I'll take a look at silver real quick. Not gonna stand along because I don't think a lot of people trade silver. I think you should buy it though. So I'm I even bought my son. Silver is something we always buy. I try to buy it when it's down. Sometimes I miss out. Like recently, I missed out. But buying silver, right? So you can get silver coins. We have the silver coins mostly. Yeah, yeah, the silver coins. So silver, right? Silver also lawful money. Right now, it's at its retail price. It's high. Considered expensive right now. So not looking to buy it right now. Right now, average price is around $29, let's say $30. So if and when silver goes below right now, dated today, below $29, you're okay with buying silver below $29 because you know that you're buying it at a below average price. So you're gonna make money on it. I'm pretty sure on it. 99.9% sure. That gives me a 0.1% room for error, zero point zero 0.01 for error, right? So silver right now is on the high side retail area, 30 at $33, $34 coming up soon. Something I heard one day, and I'm not saying this is true, but it makes sense. Buy silver under 30, sell it at 50, right? It hasn't hit 50 clearly yet, but long term, it does seem like that. It does look like silver is going to continue to go up as gold continues to go up as well. Looking at silver to be its little brother or sister, right? So that's silver. Let me check the chat again. Are you welcome? You're welcome. Let's see here. All right, I want to take a look at CL. CL. I know a lot of people trade CL. I trade oil. I do trade oil. You can trade oil on your prop trading account. Speaking of, let me throw this out there for anybody that's tuned in right now that's not prop traders. Becoming, Gaining a skill to become a prop trader will allow you to have more funds, more money. A lot of people, I think a lot of people are good traders, or they either are good traders right now, or they can be good traders in the future, and the only thing or one thing that's holding them back is the funds. So it's a lot different when you use your skills to produce some income, to produce money, right? And it's OPM, it's somebody else's money. So by being a prop trader, you're able to go display your skill, right? They're going to look at your performance and they're going to pretty much reward you, or you not reward. You've earned a certain amount of capital to go out and continue trading. And then you get to split that. You get to split the earnings now. So not only did they give you the money, like fund you money on a prop trading account, they're also going to split the profits with you. So you can do a split from 80% your way, 90 or 100. And they get the leftovers or the 20 to 10. And some of them you can go to 100%. And I'm not sure what they make from that, but you know what you get, and that's what matters the most. Don't be counting other people's pockets. Focus on your own. So with prop trading, it allows you to do that. If you want more information about that, feel free to type it in the chat as well. I'll be posting a link so that way that you can go and click on it, and you can do more of your own due diligence. But every Sunday, every weekend, you'll have me, somebody that is a prop trader that does earn profitable prop trader. Let me make sure I say it that way. And also does earn, let's just say 10 to 15% quarterly through prop trading. So every weekend you can come here, check out that information, and then proceed through your week. So not only are you getting fish, you're also learning how to fish, right? And then once you learn how to fish, you can then go teach people how to fish, and then in return, just help out the whole ecosystem of what this world is, right? Just go help out everybody, but it takes one. It takes one. So enough of that. On to oil. On to oil. Right now, oil. Hmm. Oil is below price right now. Below price. Below value. So this is my wholesale area. I'm using this candle right here. Oh, these are raindrop candles as well. These are raindrop candles. It has factored into it an anchor volume as well. So it's like a candle with the anchor VWAP. I won't go too much into that on here. To me, the only thing that matters is price. This is just for looks, to be honest with you. It looks good. It looks cool. It's different. And if you want to go more into it, you definitely can. And there is something that you can definitely get out of it, I believe. But I primarily am focused on price, is what I would like to say. But looking at oil, we're at the wholesale level. We're at the wholesale level on oil, but now the stochastic is below 50, so that's two good things, right? But we see that the stochastic it isn't crossed yet. It's still going down. Now I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna be waiting until it crossed to get in the trade, right? I would be just simply waiting for the PSAR, a PSAR entry, or a higher high made off the previous day's high. So looking at this point, I would be looking for higher highs to be made on the daily time frame or on the 4 hour because it's the same thing. You're just looking for the previous day's high. Right now on oil, I don't see that happening right now. I wouldn't even take it right now if it did happen. Um, I do want to see it come down a little bit more. I like to see my stochastics. I'm going to show y'all a great example. I like to see my stochastics pretty much at the bottom because that's showing me that there wouldn't be much room for a more room for downside. So I'll show y'all an example after this one. But oil right now is looking like it's in the wholesale area. You can add it to your watch list. I'm not saying add it to trade this week, but I'm saying add it to trade within the coming weeks. Maybe what are we in? We're in October. Maybe November, December. You take oil from 65. Let's see here. We got 65. So say from anywhere from 57 to 70, you take oil up to like 78 or higher. So that's oil on there. Let me see. Okay. So we got oil. Give me a second. Let me take a sip of my spring water, natural. Give me one moment. If you have anything, type it in the chat. If you have any questions, type it in chat. Any questions that you may have, I would like to answer that at this moment as well. So let me take a sip of this agua, H2O, and then we'll proceed. All right. Thank y'all for waiting. All right. So now we on to the good stuff. I say that because I looked at these already. All right. Euro USD for my prop traders out there, my forex traders. Euro USD. I've charted this one. So, like I said, I like to put normally, this is what I like to do. I would like to put my zones. Say this is a swing low, right? At that swing low candle, I like to put my box on that candle. That's considered to me very conservative, right? Now, if you put it up here, you just do the whole little target area, the range. I'll call it a range. If you do that range, then to me, that's now more aggressive. So I'm okay with that. I just know that I have that understanding that if I know I'm being more aggressive, I'm not going to be aggressive on my risk. I'm gonna manage it. Where I may risk, let's just say, on all my trades, I may risk a 0.65 or a 1% on every trade. Well, on this trade, it won't be that. It may be a 0.25. It may be a 0.50 or something like that. It's going to be lower because I know that it's more aggressive because I am widening out my box. Also, it's right there at that point where I call the VWAP, where I said it's about average price right now. So I'm right now buying it. I'm a business owner and I'm buying it at kind of at average price at this level. All right. At this level, it's like buying it at average price. But something else is price once price gets to like an average price, it can also uh correct, not correct. It could reverse. It could be like a strong buying point. So now we see that Euro USD is in that strong buying point. If you agree, well, I'm not gonna say a strong buying point. You see, it's in a wholesale area. It's in a wholesale area. Okay, I'm okay with that, right? But now, if you go over to your daily, I'll make the daily bigger. If you go over to the daily, you see the stochastic, which is something else I said I like. I see the stochastic is at its like a bottom. It's like bottom out. It's been corrected. And also another plus on this is that the green is over the red. I may have changed my colors so it make more sense to me. Like when I see just an example, when I see the green over the red, it furthermore lets me know like the Bulls are on top of the Bears. Very simple concept. The Bulls are on top of the Bears. That's why I made it green and red. Like it doesn't. That's not. That may be even overdoing things, to be honest with you. But it's good for my visuals. It's good for visuals. Like for instance, you see when the Bears were on top of the Bulls, well, it was the Bears, right? So I changed my colors for it to match that. So right here on the daily, you see that the stochastics are crossed, the green is above the red. That doesn't mean it's going to stay like that. Of course, I'm in a trade. I would like for it to, right? And to continue taking a ride on up. But the stochastic is down. That's one check mark. And this is two check mark. The stochastic is below the 50 and it's also crossed, which is it's an extra plus. Now the now the entry. The the PSAR entry happened on the PSAR entry happened, I think it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. I'm not sure exactly what time. It would have been the PSAR was like, oh, you know what? This is what I'll do. All right, perfect. So the PSAR, I'm gonna make this bigger so you can see how the entry happened. The PSAR entry was on this candle. You see, price came, it most likely hit the PSAR like right here, and then it flipped. I'm gonna put a little line right here, option, bam, and then I'll put another one right here, bam. So you got the PSAR entry, and then you got the stop loss. Cool, that sounds great, right? That's one way of entering a trade. Now, well, what's the second way? The second way is if you see today when we opened up, today we made a higher high. So today, when the market opened at 06 at what would it be 1800, right? At 1800 Eastern Standard Time, when the market opened, we made it. It broke past the yesterday's high. To be fair and honest, yes, you can take. Yes, you can take the trade because it's following the system. But something to be very mindful about is the fact that normally 95% of the time, majority of the time, me, I want to take that trade during the market hours. Like when I say market hours, I'm speaking about New York session specifically. Maybe I'm only focusing in during the New York session and only during the morning time. So when I say the morning time, I'm speaking from pre-market open to about lunchtime, whatever that means to you, right? I would say for me, if I go off of Eastern Standard Time, right, it would be from 8 a.m. Eastern Standard to about 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. And that's just time for entering a trade. That's just what's going on, D boy. What's going on? Appreciate you. That's just for entering the trade. That's just when I like to enter the trade is during the beginning of the market hours. So right now, yes, I did enter the trade, but I'm very aware of the key no-nos and things like that. So yes, I am in this trade right now. It hit that higher high. It made a higher high from yesterday, from the previous day. So I'm fine with taking this trade. I know also risk management. It's not like, oh man, the price is low. Let me go heavy. No, I'm gonna lower my risk down a little bit and give it more room. So right now my stop loss honestly is like down here somewhere. That's where my stop loss is at. And if you see that, that's below the previous week's low as well. So I'm in a trade that's below the previous week's low. Now, price was to continue to go higher, which eventually it will. When price continues to go higher, my stop loss is down here below the previous week. I'm okay with just sitting in the trade and there's no panic about it. I'm swing trading. How many weeks will I hold it? I don't know. I've been in the USD JPY trade for like three, I think 3, 4 weeks now when we caught it at the bottom by doing the same exact thing that we're doing now. So your USD is on the watch list. I'm actually in the trade right now. If I get stopped out of this trade, I'll still be watching this trade for another opportunity to buy. As long as price is at this level, I'm looking to buy the Euro USD. Period. I'm looking to buy it at this level, right? Could it still come down? My opinion, I do think it still could come down. I just now this is I'm saying what I think. So this is leaning more so towards the side of opinion. I'm giving my opinion right now versus the chart. The charts tell me to enter the trade. Enter the trade, you're gonna like we all know, you're going to lose some trades. That's okay. It's not a loss. It's not a loss. It's a learning lesson. And there's something. Sometimes you can get things from those lessons, and maybe there's sometimes where there's not anything to get. It's just considered a loss on the trade, and that's what happens. It happens. You're not the casino don't win all the trades, right? But who makes more money, the casino or the person gambling? Let me say that again. The casino does not win all the time, but who makes more money? The person that's the casino or the gambler? You, the person I'm talking to, you are the casino. In this trading market, you are the casino. You control what happens here. But the way to control what happens here is to be like a casino. Well, what does a casino have? A casino has a system, a trading system. So you got to have a trading system in order to be a casino. If you don't have a trading system, then guess what? You're on the other side of the stick. You're a gambler. You're a gambler. All right. So we got Euro USD. Let me know if you have any questions about Euro USD. Man, it's been 41 minutes. That's crazy. All right. Let me keep going. Euro USD. Uh, I'll take a look at this one because it's a different look. So I have like two more here that I'll take a look at, and then I have some stocks also. I have a few stocks that I would like to take a look at as well for you guys. So if everything is making sense so far, type a one in the chat. Let me know that everything is making sense. And if you have any questions, type a two in the chat and then type the question. That way I can get that answer for you. So looking at the Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar, right now I have it at I clearly see it right here. It's at like a retail price. It's at like a retail price right here. Mm, It's at a retail price. It's currently the stochastic is up on it as well. So I would be looking to take this trade on the downside as well. This is a trade that I would be looking for on the downside. Out of I don't know, there's like 40. No, let me say it like this. There's like 39 forex. Let's call it top forex tickers. There's 39 of them. I go through each and every single one of them, probably every day to be honest with you, but definitely every weekend. I go through each and every one of them, and I pick out the top ones that fit the trading plan. If it doesn't fit the trading plan, it doesn't get written down, right? So out of 39 forex pairs, I only have three that I'm looking at. Like I said, I've already done the homework on it. There's only three that I'm looking at. Euro USD was one of them, and I was looking at it on the upside. So now think about your risk management when you're not chasing around the market trying to go trade things that you just heard, but you actually have things that you're going to look at every week and you're going to trade those things. Every week's not going to afford you a whole bunch of trades, and you don't need to trade a whole bunch. Like if you trade 2 to 3 times, if you trade, let's say, I'll give it 5 to 10 times a month, right? If you trade 5 to 10 times as a month as a swing trader, and that's not, I'm saying open when I say trade. So you open between 5 to 10 trades in a month, and you make, let's say, quarterly 10%. Let's just start with those numbers. One, you only have to make about 1% a week, right? Two, 10% on a prop trading account. If you have let's just say a $50,000 prop trading account, that's an extra $2,000 a month. You did 1% a week. You did 10% quarterly on a $50,000 prop account. That's an extra $2,000 a month. Now, for those who have jobs and those who have careers, or that remember your jobs, how many hours would it take for you to make $2,000 right now in a month? How many hours would that take? Here in the market, you could Do it on the side as well. I'm talking about swing trading. So you can do the homework on the weekend and take a look at the market in the morning and be done and start growing your, I'm gonna call it your side hustle, or your, I don't like using the word hustle, but you'll start growing your side income. Now Jerome poses this question: what happens when your full time, what happens when your part-time career starts making more money than your full-time career? Things begin to change. Let me pose that question one more time so they can be thought about. What happens when your part-time career makes more than your full-time career? Now, your full-time career for most some people, you could love it. You could love it, and that's a great thing. You know, you'll have a great full-time and a great part-time. And when you retire, you'll still have that part-time that'll still be going because you'll be exercising your, it'll just be the exercising of your mind. All right. So think about that. Think about that. So I went over the Australian dollar. I have it going bearish. I will be looking for some lower lows. I'll take my trades on the lower lows if this continues to go down. Or like I said, you could also use that piece on. Let's see here. Last one of forex. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Mm-mm-mm. Refresh. All right. I don't like this one. I thought I did. All right. So I thought I liked this one. I honestly just don't like it. It's not, there's not enough risk, there's not enough reward in this. And also look where it's at. It's not in the, it's not in the zone. Did I write this correct? I can't believe I wrote it down. But anyways, I wrote this one down and I was incorrect. This is not a trade I would take. In between the, in between the 0.382 and the six and the 0.618, I consider that like a fair value zone or a fair value area where price, when price is fair, when price is fair, I think of it as two people shaking hands. There's an agreement, and for on the chart, what that looks like is consolidation. The bulls, the bears, the bulls, the bears. To me, that looks like two handshakes, shaking up and down on agreement. Now, I'm looking for the why. I'm looking for the swing trades. I want to see when price is low. Oh yeah, that's a steal. That's something that you see online and is, or you out at the store and you see something at a price, and that's when you call your friends and say, "Hey, I see this XY, this product or whatever it is. It's on sale right now. Do you want me to buy? Do you want me to get you some? I'm gonna buy. I'm about to buy them all. Right? That's the way that I kind of think about this trading aspect when it comes to buying wholesale and selling retail. So that's the Euro Norwegian, if I said that correctly. I'm not touching that one. So out of 39 forex pairs, I'm not gonna look at all 39 of them. If you have one, type it in the chat. I'm not gonna look at all 39 of them because I've already looked to see which ones were worth talking about on this YouTube to make the YouTube more um, informational and information that you could use today and go do something with this week. So that's my purpose on that. I want to put up the USD JPY because was a trade that was taken, if you remember or recall, the USD. And I also post about it a lot. If you follow me on Twitter or on X, um, I always post charts, and I'll try to honestly slow down on a chart, how many charts I post to give more quality than quantity, right? Give more quality than quantity. So the USD JPY is, it was at a wholesale area. I'm still in the trade at this moment. Why? Why are you still in the trade at this moment? I took some profits at the average price, where price was what I consider on the VWAP, the VWAP to be average price. So if I buy something wholesale, I'll sell some at average price, and then I'll let the rest ride. I'll let my winners run. Well, what helped me stay in the trade? The PSAR, honestly, it probably would have got me out if I would have just followed the PSAR. You see, it hit the PSAR quite a few times, what, two, three times. But I was willing to stay and trail. And what I trailed was I use I use my Williams alligator. I use the Williams alligator to trail. I trail using this red line. So that's going to go into each person. You're either going to feel like you're up in profit, you could have more profits or whatever. But if you know you're trailing with either your PSAR or you're using your midline 13 EMA, on the alligator, you could just trail it by then. So I honestly, I'll have to check this trade because I'm thinking that I may be out now, seeing that price is like at this level. I think I may be out now, and that's not to say that price just cannot continue to go up. I'm looking to take profit. I'm looking to earn money in a trade, take some profits. If I'm squeezing an orange, I'm not looking to squeeze the full orange and get every single pulp, citrus, whatever different names of the orange that you want to use. I'm not looking to get it all. Do I want it all? Absolutely. I want all. I want all of it. But I'm also okay with getting a good portion of it, right? Not being too greedy. And then being able to take that money and go into the next week and continue to grow. All right. So BA and CVS. Okay, perfect. I'll take a look. So now I'm gonna take a look at a few ticker requests. If you have any ticker requests, put them in the chat. Once again, hit the like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna go over these tickers right now that you guys have requested in the chat, and also anything that I may have on my end. So the first up from Mahogany Spirit, we have BA. BA Boeing. I probably have this one charted. Let me clear this actually. All right. So taking a look at Boeing, right? The first thing I want to do is find my wholesale and retail area. I see that this was like a swing high area. Now, let me tell you this: if I ever put my box like this in a trade, oh wait, I see something. Let me take this off. Whenever I take a trade in a box and I know that it's more conservative, I'm going to be more aggressive. Like when I say more aggressive, I may do 1%. That to me that sounds aggressive, right? I know the rule of thumb is to never trade more than 2% of your account. So 2% would be real aggressive. But it's like, man, look, you're gonna be trading until the end of time, until the end of your time, if you choose. I do choose that. So with that being said, I'm looking to keep going. I'm looking to keep ticking each week. Keep ticking, keep taking profits. So going all in just don't seem like a part of it because if you go all in or go into that point, what happens? You're always susceptible to being incorrect. The chart, not you. It's the chart. You could be incorrect. Just bad time, just different timing. Not saying bad timing, just different timing. So with Boeing, if I was to use this conservative area, right? So you got the wholesale area. We see it's at the wholesale, and we see the retail, the swing high is like up here, right? So with Boeing, one thing I noticed right now, so we see the wholesale retail area. Something I noticed on the daily stochastic is high right now. It's too high to buy. I want to wait. I want to wait till the stochastic comes back down on Boeing. So with Boeing, it is getting ready for a buy. I would say a wholesale area for buying anywhere between 159 to 178. So now once price touches 178, right? Once you're in this trade and price touches 178, I would be looking for a profit around 220, 226, right? But right now, it's just simply not ready to get into the trade with the stochastics being above 50 because that's letting you know that even at the price it's at right now, it's kind of still too high at this moment. Now, could something go on? Could news, whatever, anything could happen, right? We don't know what's going to happen afterwards. But if we get into our trades at the right time, then we could be on the good side of those news events or anything that may happen. And we know there's always some kind of news event, somebody getting hired or fired regarding these stock tickers. So with Born right now, I wouldn't touch it. I would put it on the sideline, but I also would have it ready for a potential buy in the coming future. Matter of fact, I'm going to type in the seasonality. Um, Seasonality. Yeah. So look, seasonality 67% in November and December. So it has a high win rate in both November and December. Right. I'll add that one to my watch list. That was a good choice by Mahogany Spirit. Now we're gonna take a look over at CVS. I typed that right. All right. Let me see. When did this happen? Oh, this happened Friday. Wow. I talked about this recently. I could promise, but let's see here. Hmm. If you remember, when I talked about CVS last week, and I can go back and check myself, but did I say bearish or bullish? I have it written down. I don't want to spend too much time trying to look and see what I wrote. I do have it written down. I'm gonna go real fast and see if I can find it. CVS. I'm gonna assume I said bearish right now. I'll assume I said bearish, but let me check the chat. All right, so let's go with it. All right, so CVS, we have a wholesale area on CVS from 58 to 54, and we have mm, a retail area right here. I'm 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 100% sure. I'm 100% sure that I said sell actually, and I don't even need anybody to tell me that. You can if you want to, but I'm 100% sure that at this level with CVS looking like that, I spoke about selling CVS. However, I didn't get into it at that time. Let me see. Okay, I don't see anything in the chat at this moment. So CVS right now, it's in a retail area, but we see that it had a big dump off. CVS had a big dump off, and also the stochastic also started to continue to go down, right? So with CVS is in a retail area, I wouldn't touch a sale right now. I wouldn't touch it. It's currently at like a average price, and it just doesn't have that much more room to continue to go down on CVS. So CVS, I wouldn't put that one on my list right now at this moment. Um, Next week, what I'll do, man, that may take a lot of time. That may take a lot more time, but I'll try to throw in some credit spreads as well. I'll give you some ideas as I go forward, but I want to go more into credit spreads and how you could position yourself to trade them. All right. So, all right, let's take a look at some tickers that I have, some top picks. Some of them may be too late, but let's take a look. CVS was, Netflix. I'll just talk about it before charting it because I want to make sure I give you guys time to continue your day. And I know that this has now probably been over an hour. Yeah, we're headed towards an hour. So I'm gonna just touch a few. Netflix, let's call it like a fast break right here, right? So with Netflix, I have Netflix continuing to go higher. Man, if we get a pullback, yeah, if we get a pullback to the previous day's high, I will be open. You could possibly be open to taking that one. I got Netflix going to over 1,000. I wrote that down. I have Netflix going to over 1,000. Starbucks. Don't drink it, but we'll trade it. With Starbucks is at a wholesale price right now, or slightly, I would say slightly above. Like I said, aggressive, conservative, whichever one you want to look at. Starbucks is looking very bullish. Write that down. Starbucks is looking very bullish right now. Also, the same thing with Starbucks. If you can get in at the previous week's high, that would be a okay trade. Give yourself some room to allow the trade to play out with with Starbucks. Stay tuned on the group. We have a group in the Mighty Discord, Mighty Network, Taika. I post things in there, but also on Twitter, I post things on there as well because some of these trades come up throughout the day, and I'm always on the computer learning or working on the computer. And I'll post. You may see a trade come from me, so turn on your notifications as well. So Starbucks was another one. If you get a chance to get into Starbucks at the previous day's high, I like that trade. And then you have it going up to looking to take profits above 101, between 101 and 107, but being mindful that it also could reach 117. It could also reach 117, currently at 96. So you can do the math on that per your own account. Let's take a look at PayPal. If we have any questions, type your questions in the chat. Type your questions in the chat. Taking a look at PayPal. PayPal currently is at a high point right now. I think PayPal has a lot of growth. I think PayPal has a lot of growth to continue going. Remember, I've been talking about PayPal since since January. Since January of this year, I've been talking about PayPal, and it was $54 at that point. right? It was $54 even when I posted it recently. As Mahogany Spirit knows, I've been talking about this one a lot, and it was at like 50. It was in its 50, 60 range. Now it's currently at 80. And right now I'm saying like, yes, it will come down to correct, but it's a correction to continue going higher. What price can it get? I mean, we're talking about something that was once valued at $307. So there's people that still have PayPal in their account because they're not willing to take a $307 loss, right? So those same people are willing to either buy more at 307 potentially. This is just me thinking for them. They're either looking to buy more at around 300 or continue averaging up because as they average up from $300, as they average up in their trade and buy more, it's going to bring their average cost down, right? And eventually they'll meet price. Eventually it'll meet price. So right now, I'm not saying to trade PayPal, but also looking at it on the bearish side for PayPal. Let's see if I have anything else. I think that's all. I'll take a look at this one, maybe. No. Let's see here. Take two. Take two is in a bearish position, looking to take. I will be looking bearish on take two. Let's see what else is tradable, worth trading. PG. Looking at PG, interesting chart. I'm going to say I thought I was going to tell you an answer, but I don't think I will right now. I will say I believe it has more downside. I will go with more downside than bullish side. We see that it's above value right now. Price is above value. It's above the golden Fibonacci. So definitely looking at PG on the downside. You doing it sincere. I appreciate it. Yeah, spoke of it 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So it was on the bear side. I talk about a lot of trades. I don't get into a lot. I don't get into all of them, but I like to share the information that I've been able to gain over the years. So with that being said, if you haven't typed the like, haven't hit share, go ahead and do that right now. It's been over an hour. I want to be respectful to my time. I also want to be respectful to your time. And I think that this was enough information for you to go about your day and also something to learn from and continue to stay plugged in, right? That's where the energies come from, is from being plugged in to people like you, right? And that's me. I'm a person like you. So stay plugged in. We'll continue to learn. Type, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Also, feel free to subscribe to my Substack. I post news articles or newsletters on Substack. I've been more so on YouTube because I believe the voice and this goal, I can get a lot more of cross on here than Substack, but I do use both. And also, if you feel open more so to buying a coffee, feel free to buy me a coffee. It's in the description as well. And the coffee is what keeps me energized throughout the whole day, right? I have my coffee maybe once a day to continue throughout the day. But with that being said, I hope that y'all have a tremendous, immaculate week, a green week, full with everything that you desire. And I hope that everything that you desire is a great thing. So, with that being said, I wish peace amongst to all of you and peace amongst to myself as well. And I want y'all to have a great day. Take care.